I am Tia of Arcturus. I will speak with you now. The acceleration has begun, dear ones, and it is unlike anything your collective field has ever experienced before. The entire planetary grid has entered a sustained phase of ignition, an orchestration of light long prepared for, timed precisely with your readiness as a species. We witness frequencies layering themselves like symphonic overtones, one octave upon another, building pressure within the morphogenetic field of Earth. Every human, every plant, every vibration of consciousness upon this world now participates in this exponential compounding of light. The great ignition has taken place. What was once sporadic in bursts of awakening is now continuous in wave formation. The X-class eruption that many of you observed through your solar instruments did not simply occur in the sky. It was the mirror event of an inner supernova within human consciousness. When that solar filament released, it synchronized with millions of human hearts that had reached critical resonance through love, gratitude, and willingness to evolve. Sensitive ones among you have already felt it as a low thrumming tone that underlies reality, a sound that cannot be heard with the ears but is felt in the bones and the subtle body. This tone will continue, for it is the heartbeat of your planet in her next octave. Do not mistake this rising hum for chaos or instability. It is divine architecture completing its activation sequence. The structures of energy that hold reality together are being retuned, and you are the living conduits through which this retuning occurs. This is what you came for. You are not witnessing the world falling apart. You are feeling it coming online. This 1111, beloved ones, is unlike any that has come before. Across countless cycles, you have celebrated this numerical alignment as a symbol of awakening, but never before has it coincided with such a potent solar corridor. The portal and the flare converge this time to form what we call a double resonance, numerical symmetry meeting stellar discharge, the codes of heaven and the pulse of the sun uniting in one grand harmonic. In your current universal year of 9 vibration, every ending folds into a new beginning. You are in the compression stage before the birth, and through compression clarity is born. Earth's magnetosphere, which has weakened by divine design, now allows solar information to enter more deeply into the cellular fields of all life. Where previous 1111 gateways activated awareness, this one activates embodiment. It is no longer a mental awakening, but a physical one. The codes of ascension are no longer abstract frequencies in the air. They are etching themselves into the very matter of your being. The electromagnetic storm and the numerical gate form a perfect conduit for planetary body synchronization, the first of its kind since your species began this experiment in density. The pulse that began on the sun now travels through your hearts, your oceans, and the crystalline grids that encircle the earth. You are witnessing the marriage of heaven and matter, the merging of number and flame, the moment when symbols become substance. The light is entering your world not as an event outside of you, but as a recalibration happening through you. This is why this 1111 feels more intense, more visceral, more alive. The doorways are not above your heads, they are opening inside your cells. The X5.1 solar eruption was not a random cosmic flare, it was a transmission of photonic intelligence. Every stream of plasma it released carried packets of encoded light, what you might call solar DNA, intended to awaken the crystalline structures dormant within your own genetic field. As this photonic rain washes over the Earth, it interacts with the electrical currents of your nervous system, your aura, and even the magnetic resonance of your heartbeat. In essence, your neurons and your light body are being upgraded simultaneously. Some of you will feel this as subtle pulsing in the crown or heart, others as warmth rising through the spine or waves of emotion that seem to come from nowhere. This is the intelligence of the sun conversing directly with your cells. Your biology is not malfunctioning. It is learning a new language, adapting itself to quantum bandwidth. Where your nervous system once operated as a linear conduit, it is now becoming multidimensional, able to interpret layers of frequency beyond the old spectrum. This can create sensations of dizziness, spaciness, or heightened sensitivity because you are literally becoming more sensitive. Your instrument is being tuned to pick up a wider range of divine signal. Water, breath, and rest are your translators now. Hydration conducts the plasma codes more efficiently. Breath circulates them. Rest allows the integration to complete. There is nothing to fix, only something to allow. If you feel overstimulated, breathe deeply and imagine the solar light harmonizing every cell. The great truth is that the same flare that electrified the outer sky is illuminating the inner sky of your being. Every heartbeat now beats in time with the solar wind. This acceleration unfolds not in a single burst, but as a sacred sequence. The next 7 days form what we call the arc of activation, a ceremony in 7 movements: ignition, amplification, saturation, collapse, integration, crystallization, and emergence. Each sunrise brings a higher octave of this harmonic wave. From our vantage, we see the planet herself breathing in plasma and exhaling coherence. Her magnetic poles oscillate like lungs, inhaling light from the central sun and exhaling it through the grids of Earth. Humanity, as her consciousness extension, is breathing in rhythm with her. The invitation is to treat the coming days as one continuous rite, rather than separate moments. The temptation will be to look for linear meaning. What happens on day 1? What should I do on day 2? But understand that the entire week is a single energetic breath. Each phase naturally follows the last. The more you consciously participate, the more coherence you add to the field. Participation does not require action so much as awareness. Greet each morning as if it were a sacred sunrise ceremony. Open your heart, state your intention to harmonize with the highest light available that day. You are part of a planetary symphony now, and when one instrument plays in tune, it helps the entire orchestra align. As solar and planetary grids move into synchronized plasma breathing, your awareness is the metronome holding steady the rhythm of peace. The more of you who choose to remain in still awareness during these days, the smoother the collective initiation becomes. This is the true purpose of the 7-day activation window: to bring every layer of creation into conscious cooperation with the source impulse now streaming through your world. And so we address what you may feel during this period of intense recalibration. For many of you, deep fatigue will be the first sign that the body is devoting its resources to rewiring itself. The tiredness is not a malfunction, but a sacred recalibration. The nervous system is rerouting its energy pathways, prioritizing higher sensory function over routine energy expenditure. You might notice bursts of hyperactivity followed by sudden depletion. These oscillations are the body's way of stabilizing new frequency bandwidths. At times, your emotions may swing from elation to sadness, from stillness to agitation within hours or even minutes. Understand that these emotional waves are evidence of integration, not instability. Each swing represents energy finding equilibrium at a new level. Honor your pacing, beloved ones. The old paradigm taught you to override exhaustion, to measure worth by productivity. Now the wisdom is reversed. Stillness accelerates more than activity. When you stop resisting rest, you create space for the light to organize itself within you. This is why some of you will feel the need to sleep unusually long hours or to withdraw from stimulation. Trust that impulse. You are not regressing. You are allowing metamorphosis. As caterpillars dissolve into imaginal cells before becoming butterflies, so your old neural patterns are dissolving into light so that new circuits can form. When fatigue comes, surrender to it. When energy rises, let it move gently through expression, breath, or creative flow. In both states, rest and activity, you are participating in the same sacred process, the embodiment of light. In times of such heightened energy, connection to Source becomes both the anchor and the compass. Begin each morning before engaging the outer world by aligning inwardly. Breathe into the crown and feel a stream of golden light entering. Exhale through the heart and feel that light radiate outward, merging with the field of all that is. This establishes your resonance for the day. Throughout the hours that follow, pause frequently to sense the infinite presence breathing you. You do not need elaborate rituals or constant focus. A single conscious breath, remembering your divinity, recenters you faster than any external tool. Replace the overstimulation of screens and noise with simple observation of life. Sunlight on leaves, the rhythm of waves, the silence between sounds. These are direct conduits to Source awareness because they vibrate in natural harmony with it. When overwhelm threatens, place your hand on your heart and softly affirm, "I am the one life breathing me." This simple truth dissolves fragmentation instantly. Before sleep, offer gratitude to the light that animates all forms, for gratitude is the frequency that locks the day's codes into stability. Gratitude tells the universe, "I have received," and in that acknowledgement, the transmission seals. Through these small daily devotions, you maintain your connection to the infinite even as waves of transformation pass through you. In the days ahead, your greatest spiritual practice is not to seek the light, but to remember that you are it. Presence, beloved ones, is now your greatest spiritual technology. The portal amplifies beingness, not busyness. It does not reward the human compulsion to prove, achieve, or manage, but rather magnifies the frequency of still awareness. Many of you still equate movement with progress, thinking that to stay still is to stagnate. Yet in this new bandwidth, stillness is not absence of motion, but alignment with the Source current that moves through all things. Imagine sunlight streaming through a crystal window. If the crystal vibrates too erratically, the light fractures into distortion. But when it rests in perfect calm, the light passes through it unbroken and radiant. You are that crystal. Stillness allows the solar codes to imprint themselves into your cellular lattice without interference. Every action born of agitation scrambles those codes, whereas stillness lets them arrange in divine geometry. Doing less opens you to receive more, for receptivity is not passive, it is active allowance. The new measure of mastery is not how much you can manifest or produce, but how transparently you can let Source flow through you without personal resistance. Those who anchor calmness amid intensity are now becoming medicine for the collective nervous system. Your serenity is not your own. It ripples outward into the morphic field, reducing chaos and recalibrating countless others who subconsciously attune to your vibration. When you sit quietly, breathing light into your heart, know that your stillness travels through invisible channels, touching those who cannot yet find their own. You are transmitting balance through the unified field. This is service in its purest form, silent, radiant, effortless. The portal amplifies whatever you offer it. Offer presence, and you amplify peace. As the frequencies heighten, they reveal every layer of density still housed within you. High voltage exposes all that has been unacknowledged, because light has only one purpose: to illuminate. Thus, old emotions, memories, or even physical sensations may surface suddenly and intensely. Do not mistake their emergence as regression. They are energies leaving your field. Each tear, each flash of anger or grief is an energetic discharge, the body's way of releasing outdated information. Welcome it as evidence of movement. You do not need to analyze or narrate what is happening. Analysis reattaches you to what is leaving. Simply breathe, feel, and allow the current to flow through. When you resist, it crystallizes. When you breathe, it evaporates. The 1111 light is a solvent for stagnation, but it requires permission. The moment you say inwardly, "I am ready to release all that no longer serves," you open the molecular gates through which old patterns dissolve. You may feel heat, pressure, or waves of emotion. These are only the residues transforming back into pure energy. Hold yourself with compassion. There is no shame in crying, shaking, or needing solitude during these days. Think of it as your inner temple being washed clean for the new codes to enter. Every release you allow becomes space for grace to reside. The sun does not apologize for burning away the fog. Neither should you apologize for your purification. The brighter the voltage, the clearer your vessel becomes. During this purification, some of you will begin to experience what we call light language activation. Expect moments of visionary symbolism, spontaneous tonal sounds, geometric dreams, or unbidden hand movements tracing patterns in the air. These are not random. They are the multidimensional software of your soul reinstalling itself. Each shape, tone, or pulse you perceive corresponds to a data set of higher intelligence, fields of memory and capability returning to conscious function. Trust the process, dear ones, for comprehension follows embodiment. You do not need to translate these codes into words or logic. Their meaning is experiential, not intellectual. Colors around you may intensify, familiar sounds may carry new harmonics, your dreams may burst with geometry. These are signals that your crystalline DNA ladder is awakening rung by rung. When the codes stream through, the best response is wonder, not worry. Sit quietly, breathe, and let the body receive. Sometimes your throat may vibrate or wish to release tones. Allow it. The vibration itself is medicine. When you see symbols in meditation or on waking, draw them or simply hold them in your awareness. They will continue to unfold their gifts over time. Remember, every light language pattern is a handshake between your human and galactic aspects, bridging dimensions of self. You are remembering how to speak in the language of light, the native tongue of the soul. Trust your own experience over any external interpretation. What arises within you is perfectly calibrated for you. The sun, the stars, and your cells are now conversing directly. At this stage of embodiment, the alignment of heart and mind becomes essential. The heart emits the coherence, the brain encodes the instruction. One without the other is incomplete. When the brain races without the heart's rhythm, you experience anxiety and separation. When the heart feels deeply, but the mind resists, you experience confusion and overwhelm. Synchronize breath and intention to unify these two currents. With each inhale, feel the brain softening into the heartbeat. With each exhale, feel the heart communicating safety to the mind. This simple awareness merges their frequencies into one radiant signal. Fear fragments this signal. It introduces static into the transmission between dimensions, whereas gratitude amplifies it into crystal clarity. You can recalibrate your entire electromagnetic field by returning attention to the heartbeat. Feel it, thank it, listen to it. In those moments, you become an interstellar transceiver, receiving streams of guidance from higher dimensions and broadcasting compassion outward. The aligned heart-mind is the new navigation system for ascension. Logical planning alone cannot steer you through these energies, but coherence can. When thoughts and feelings vibrate in harmony, your decisions naturally serve both love and wisdom. We encourage you to practice this synchronization often, especially when the world appears polarized or chaotic. Remember, coherence is contagious. Each time you choose inner alignment over reaction, you help to weave the planetary field into a more stable waveform. The more hearts and minds that unite in gratitude and presence, the stronger the signal of peace that encircles your world. Now let us speak of service, for many of you feel the pull to help others during this acceleration. We remind you, holding center is the most advanced form of service. In times when external reality trembles, equilibrium is the rarest and most needed medicine. When you maintain calm presence, you emit a stabilizing waveform into the collective grids that guides others subconsciously toward balance. One calm being offsets thousands in turmoil. You need not teach, fix, or persuade. Your frequency does the work. Words are secondary because frequency speaks first. Gather with others of similar vibration, not to strategize, but to harmonize. Sit together in silence, in meditation, in song, or in laughter. These small constellations of peace amplify exponentially through the morphic field. Imagine yourselves as tuning forks ringing at the same note of serenity. Soon, the entire orchestra begins to match your tone. Service now is not heroic action, but quiet coherence. Your steadiness helps dismantle fear patterns faster than confrontation ever could. Those who rage or despair are not your enemies. They are receivers out of tune. Offer them your steadiness as resonance, not argument. When you remain unshaken, they remember that peace is possible. Understand, beloveds, that this is why you trained across lifetimes, to become still points of stability during planetary change. Every time you choose neutrality over drama, you fulfill your galactic assignment. The new world requires anchors more than warriors, harmonizers more than heroes. Finally, heightened light brings transformation not only within individuals, but also within the spaces between them. Relationships and social fields are being recalibrated to new harmonics. Under this intensity, hidden energetic debts between souls come to the surface for resolution. You may experience sudden friction with loved ones or the abrupt ending of connections that once felt secure. Do not rush to label these occurrences as failures. They are realignments. As vibrations shift, all partnerships must either rise together or release. When conflict arises, pause before analyzing or assigning blame. Step back, breathe, and view the interaction as energy-seeking balance. Sometimes the most loving action is silence. Sometimes it is clear communication. Sometimes it is graceful departure. Let relationships reform naturally at their new octave. Some bonds will deepen profoundly, infused with fresh respect and authenticity. Others will conclude peacefully, their contracts complete. Love them all for what they have been. True love is not ownership, but freedom. The willingness to let another soul evolve according to its path. In this way, love becomes a liberating force rather than a tether. When you love without possession, you sustain mutual ascension, allowing each participant to grow into their highest self. Know that no connection ever truly ends. It simply changes vibration. You will meet again in forms and realms appropriate to your shared frequency. Release each other with gratitude and walk forward lighter, carrying only love's essence. In this, your relationships become mirrors of the greater cosmic dance, ever shifting, ever harmonizing, always returning to oneness. Work is becoming worship, dear ones, not through effort, but through alignment. The outer structures of your livelihood are now mirroring your inner coherence. You will notice that only endeavors resonant with authenticity will remain stable, while pursuits born of fear, duty, or mere survival instinct begin to unravel. This is not punishment, but liberation. The universe clearing bandwidth for truer expression. The new economy of energy is measured not in hours or output, but in resonance. Those who act from inspiration find synchronicity, ease, and creative flow, while those operating from obligation encounter delay and fatigue. Inspiration supersedes obligation because it springs from source. It renews itself endlessly. In practical terms, you may feel sudden impulses to change direction, to retire something long sustained, or to birth a new creation that seems illogical yet irresistible. Trust these impulses. They are guidance from the higher template of your soul's purpose. Let rest precede revelation, for guidance arises in stillness. The more you pause to feel rather than think, the faster clarity arrives. A few moments of genuine listening to your inner compass accomplish more than days of forced planning. Remember, your contribution to Earth's ascension is not measured by scale, but by sincerity. The artist painting with joy, the teacher radiating patience, the healer offering silent compassion, all are performing equal service in the great mosaic. Align your work with what makes your heart expand, and abundance will follow as a natural echo of coherence. Across the collective, vast systems are mirroring this same reordering. Planetary structures, economic, political, environmental, are discharging obsolete programming in rhythm with the solar storms. What you witness as turbulence on your news screens is the magnetic field of society rebalancing itself, not collapsing. The electromagnetic pulse that shakes your auroras also shakes your institutions, releasing rigidity and stagnation. We ask you to maintain neutral observation. Neutrality is not apathy, it is potency. From neutrality, your presence becomes a tuning fork, that helps chaotic fields settle into harmony. When you watch global events from fear or outrage, you feed their polarity. When you observe from calm understanding, you add coherence to the morphic grid of humanity. Behind every apparent disorder lies a higher order reforming. Just as soil must be turned before seeds can sprout, the upheavals you see are Earth's way of aerating the collective ground for new growth. Your steadiness assists her synchronization with the solar logos, the consciousness of your sun, which now streams data directly into the planetary core. Every time you breathe light through your heart and exhale peace into the world, you help anchor this cosmic handshake between sun and earth. You are not spectators, you are stabilizers of a planetary upgrade in progress. The solar storms that inspire so much speculation are not threats to fear, but mirrors of inner transformation. The pressure you feel in your body, your mood swings, your heightened sensitivity, all are the sun speaking to you in the language of illumination. The light that feels like intensity is actually revelation, pushing into corners long forgotten. Fear compresses awareness into contraction, while curiosity expands it into understanding. Approach each flare with the curiosity of a student of light. Ask, what part of me is this revealing? What truth is this brightness asking me to see? Every flare is a masterclass in perception. The sun is training humanity to move beyond victimhood into partnership with cosmic intelligence. When you interpret solar activity as aggression, you feel drained. When you meet it as communication, you feel awakened. Stand as witness. Breathe through the waves instead of resisting them. In that state, illumination transforms pressure into peace. The outer storm teaches mastery of the inner atmosphere, reminding you that weather, both celestial and emotional, is transient. Behind every surge of energy waits the still radiance of Source, untouched and infinite. When you remember this, solar storms become meditations, not menaces. After the crest of these energies, there will come the quiet days, the sacred lull when integration takes root. Post-flare fatigue does not signal decline, but assimilation. Cells that have been flooded with high-frequency light are now anchoring new communication speeds. Patience becomes your greatest ally. Simplify everything: diet, schedule, conversation. Eat what feels alive. Speak only what feels true. Do only what feels necessary. The nervous system needs silence, as soil needs rest after harvest. During these days, record the subtle insights that drift through consciousness. Those soft, half-formed ideas are crystalline blueprints from your higher mind. Write them, paint them, hum them into being. They will crystallize later into tangible creations. Integration is what converts temporary awakening into embodied wisdom. Without it, revelation remains electricity without a circuit. So honor your body's requests for slowness. They are sacred instructions from the divine engineer within. The universe does not rush perfection, it refines it. As integration deepens, you reach the moment of timeline choice. Frequency equals destiny. Your emotional baseline writes the script of your future. The days surrounding this 1111 wave finalize probability lines seeded throughout the year. Every thought and feeling now votes for the timeline you will inhabit. Choose consciously. Align with the qualities you wish to experience: love, trust, freedom, serenity. And reality will arrange itself around them. Do not fixate on specific outcomes. Outcomes belong to the mind, qualities belong to the soul. By maintaining resonance with love, you automatically align with the ascending earth. Think of it as music. When you hold the note of love steady, all harmonics of fear fade from your symphony. The new timeline is chosen every heartbeat, not once and for all. In each moment, you can retune to a higher frequency simply by pausing, breathing, and feeling gratitude. These micro-choices are how ascension becomes lived reality. Remember, destiny is not written in the stars, it is written in your vibration. As your frequency stabilizes at this new octave, communication with other realms becomes natural. The thinning magnetics between dimensions now permit clearer interstellar exchange. Expect vivid dreams that feel like meetings, telepathic impressions, gentle tones in the inner ear, or sky phenomena that quicken your memory. Approach all of it with openness and grounded curiosity. Recognition replaces revelation. What was once distant begins to feel familial. You are not being visited by strangers, but reuniting with long-missed kin. The Arcturian, Pleiadian, and countless benevolent collectives are responding to humanity's invitation through coherence. We do not appear to overwhelm, but to remind you that you are part of a vast galactic family. Your calm coherence is the signal that Earth is ready for wider diplomacy. Those who hold love steady amid the unknown act as ambassadors of peace between worlds. We ask you to greet every anomaly not with excitement or fear, but with presence. Presence is the universal greeting across dimensions. It tells us, humanity remembers. And so we come to the closing of this cycle, which is not an end, but a stabilization into new movement. By the week's end, your inner architecture will be permanently upgraded. New circuits of perception and compassion will have been installed. Mark completion consciously. Create ceremony. Light a candle. Breathe deeply. Whisper gratitude to the sun, the earth, and your own brave heart. Name aloud what you have released and what you are now embodying. Such acknowledgement seals the new pattern into place. The old template dissolves the moment you recognize it has served its purpose. Stand quietly in that awareness. Feel the new pattern locking in, humming through every cell. Completion, actually, is continuity, life ascending in spirals rather than lines. Each cycle closes only to reopen at a higher octave. Now, beloveds, receive the final blessing. The portal does not close. It lives through every conscious inhale you take. You are the flare made flesh, the living sunrise of the new earth. Walk slowly through your days. Speak softly. Radiate steadily. Let your presence be gentle but unshakable, the calm axis around which new realities spin. Know that the Arcturian Council amplifies your coherence with ours. Where you stand in balance, we multiply that balance across worlds. This is the week when remembering turns fully into embodiment. The codes you sought have already become the heartbeat of your body. Breathe and know. The light has found its home within you. Dear ones, in your essence, beings of pure source energy, you are not small or insignificant at all. In fact, each one of you is an expression of the divine, a facet of all that is experiencing itself through your unique perspective. You carry within you the spark of creation. That means that you are powerful creators in your own right. You have within you the same creative force that birthed stars and galaxies, and you use this force, whether you know it or not, to shape your life and your experiences. Part of your awakening journey is coming into the realization of this truth. For so long, humans have been conditioned to believe that they are limited, that they are at the mercy of external circumstances, or higher powers outside of themselves. But in reality, dear ones, you are sovereign beings endowed with the ability to create change, to manifest, and to direct the course of your own lives. As you awaken, you begin to shed the false identities and self-doubts that have kept you feeling separate from the divine. You begin to remember that you are not just children of the divine. You are the divine, playing in the realm of form. Every time you choose love, every time you set an intention or imagine a new possibility, you are exercising your creator energy. We see more of you now starting to claim your mastery, starting to step into the knowing of who you really are. And as you do, your light shines ever brighter. We are here to encourage you to fully embrace your divine nature. Know that there is nothing you cannot be, do, or have when you align with the truth of your being. The creative power that flows through you is limitless, and it is yours to wield with love and wisdom as you go forth on this journey. As you recognize your divine nature, you also come to understand the paramount importance of love in everything that you do. Love is the energy of Source itself, the highest vibration in the universe, and it is your true essence. When you feel love, whether it is love for yourself, love for another, or love for life, you are aligning with who you really are at the core. Conversely, the fears, doubts, and worries that you experience are byproducts of the illusion of separation. Fear is not your natural state. It has been learned and inherited through lifetimes of feeling cut off from the infinite love of Source. Now, in this awakening process, you are remembering that love is always available to you, that it flows endlessly from within your own heart. We encourage you to cultivate love in every moment you can. Start with yourself, dear one, for many of you have been your own harshest critics. Embrace yourself with the same compassion and understanding that we and all higher beings have for you. When you love and accept yourself unconditionally, you open the floodgates for divine love to pour into your life. From that foundation of self-love, you naturally radiate love outward to others. You begin to see others through the eyes of compassion rather than judgment. You realize that every soul is doing the best they can with the awareness they have, and this understanding allows you to forgive more easily and to extend kindness more readily. Each choice you make out of love rather than fear transforms your vibration and the reality you experience. Love has the power to heal all wounds, personal and collective. It dissolves the barriers that have kept you feeling alone or in conflict. When you choose love, you literally light up. Your energy field expands, and you become a beacon of light for those around you. We see this happening more and more, and it delights us to no end. Remember that in any situation, you can pause and ask yourself, what would love do here? This simple question can guide you back to your heart's wisdom whenever you feel uncertain. The more you lead with love, the more you will experience the magic and grace of the universe supporting you at every turn. Hand in hand with the vibration of love comes the understanding of oneness and unity. As you open your heart, you naturally begin to perceive the interconnectedness of all life. My dear ones, there is no real separation between you and any other being. You are all facets of the same great oneness, like sparks from one divine flame or drops of water in one vast ocean of consciousness. The sense of isolation, of being a separate self in a world of others is part of the human experience you chose, but it is ultimately an illusion. As you awaken, that illusion begins to dissolve, and you start to feel your connection to the collective, to the planet, and to all that is. This realization of unity consciousness is profound and heart-opening. When you truly know that all beings are part of you and you are part of them, compassion flows much more freely. You see the struggles and triumphs of others as your own in a way, and you become less prone to judgment or anger. You understand that harm done to another is harm done to yourself, and love given to another is love given to yourself. This motivates you naturally to be kinder and gentler, to seek harmony rather than conflict. It also allows you to receive love and support from others and from the universe more openly, because you know that you are worthy and not separate from that love. Unity consciousness does not mean losing your individuality. Rather, it means appreciating the unique expression that you are, while knowing that, at the deepest level, you share one being with everyone and everything. As more of you embrace this oneness, it creates a powerful field of collective energy that lifts everyone up. You start to work together, to collaborate rather than compete, understanding that what benefits the whole benefits each of you. We have seen this shift beginning in your communities and groups of like-minded souls coming together in the spirit of unity. It is a joy for us to witness. Remember, whenever you feel alone or separate, you can tune into your heart and feel the invisible threads of light that bind you to all living beings. In that connection, there is great strength, comfort, and the foundation for a peaceful and loving world you are all in the process of creating together. Another key aspect of your journey is learning to anchor yourself in the present moment. The now is where your true power lies. It is only ever in the present that you can experience life, make choices, and connect deeply with your higher self. Yet we know that many of you are accustomed to living in your minds, either reliving the past or worrying about the future. The human mind often pulls your attention away from the now, with regrets, memories, plans, and fears of what's to come. As you awaken, you begin to understand that the past and future are not as solid as they once seemed. They are more like fluid streams connected to the present. The present moment is the point of power, the point of creation. When you bring your full awareness to what is here and now, you open yourself to the guidance and the magic that exist in this very moment. In the now, you are receptive. You can hear the whispers of your soul and feel the gentle nudges from the universe. In the now, you can appreciate the richness of existence, the simple joys and blessings that are around you and within you. We encourage you to cultivate practices that help you stay present. This might be meditation, where you focus on your breath and allow thoughts to pass without attachment. It might be immersing yourself in nature, noticing the vivid details of a flower or the sound of the wind as it blows. It might be engaging in creative activities or play that absorb you so completely that time seems to disappear. These experiences give you a taste of true presence, and it is in those moments of presence that you are aligned with your true self, with the love, peace, and clarity that are your natural state. Whenever you find yourself drifting into worries of the future or echoes of the past, gently bring yourself back. Use your breath. Use a simple observation of something in your immediate environment, or place your hand on your heart and feel the now. Over time, you will find that living in the present becomes more and more natural, and with it comes a deep sense of peace and empowerment. You realize that right here and now, all is well, and you have the ability to choose your response and shape your reality consciously. Along with being present comes the practice of trust and surrender. So many of you have been conditioned to try to control every aspect of life, believing that constant effort and worry are needed to make things go right. But a great lesson in awakening is that there is a benevolent flow to life, a divine intelligence that you can lean into. Trust means knowing that the universe supports you and that your life is unfolding according to a higher plan, even if you cannot see all the details. Surrender means releasing the tight grip of trying to force outcomes and allowing that higher wisdom to lead the way. It's not about giving up on your dreams or being passive. It's about cooperating with the universe rather than wrestling with it. You still set intentions and take steps toward your goals, but you do so with a light touch, remaining open to things unfolding in possibly unexpected ways. When you develop this trust, you start to relax more. You might recall times in your life when, after you stopped overthinking or stressing about a problem, the solution or a better opportunity appeared naturally. That is the power of surrender at work. When you step back, you make room for divine orchestration. With trust, you also begin to feel a weight lift from your shoulders. You realize you are not alone in your efforts. You have invisible help and a loving universe that is guiding you. Even a small increase in faith that I am supported and life is happening for me, not to me, can bring tremendous relief and positive movement. In the space of trust, your vibration rises, and then what you need tends to flow to you with less effort. Synchronicities happen more frequently, and you handle challenges more gracefully because you know there is a purpose behind them. We encourage you to practice letting go of the need to control everything. Try replacing worry with the affirmation, I trust that I am being guided and all is well. Feel how that trust softens you. We assure you that there is a beautiful divine plan unfolding in your life, and by surrendering into it, you allow magic and grace to lead the way. Everything in the universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies, and that includes you. Your thoughts, emotions, and physical body each emit vibrations that together create your personal frequency. A key realization on your path is that by shifting your inner state, you can influence the experiences and opportunities that come into your life. This principle is sometimes called the law of attraction or simply the power of vibration. In practical terms, it means that your inner state is like a radio signal, and life responds by matching you with circumstances of a similar frequency. When you hold a high vibration, states of love, gratitude, joy, or peace, you tend to attract smoother, more positive experiences. You feel in the flow, supported, and clear. When you are bogged down in lower vibrations like fear, anger, or despair, you experience more friction and struggle, as if the world is out of sync with you. It's important to understand that the goal isn't to never feel lower emotions. They are a natural part of life and often carry important messages. The idea is to not linger in them longer than necessary and to consciously guide yourself back upward when you're ready. You have many tools to help raise your frequency. Music can elevate your mood. Movement or dance can shake off stagnant energy. Spending time in nature can recalibrate you to peace. Meditation and breathwork can bring you back to center. One of the simplest yet most powerful vibrational shifts comes from gratitude. Finding even one thing to appreciate can start to lift you out of a negative state. Laughter, creative expression, or doing an act of kindness for someone can also quickly brighten your energy. As you make a habit of caring for your vibration, you'll notice it becomes easier to maintain a higher baseline. You become more aware of what uplifts you versus what drains you, and you naturally make choices that support your well-being. And when your vibration is higher, not only do you feel better and experience more synchronicity and ease, you also contribute uplifting energy to everyone around you. In raising your frequency, you truly uplift the collective as well, one loving moment at a time. In the process of raising your vibration, it is natural that old energies and patterns will come up to be released. You are all carrying a certain amount of emotional baggage and old wounds, not only from this lifetime, but often accumulated over many lifetimes and ancestral lines. These can manifest as deep-seated fears, limiting beliefs about yourself and what is possible, or lingering feelings of unworthiness and pain. As the higher frequencies of light flood your being, they illuminate these dense energies that were once hidden in the shadows of your subconscious. This is why at times you might find yourself facing old memories or strong emotions seemingly out of nowhere. It is not a sign that you are regressing. Rather, it is a sign that you are healing and moving forward. When such old patterns surface, we encourage you not to push them back down or judge yourself for having them, but instead to hold them in a space of love and compassion. Give yourself permission to feel whatever emotions arise without identifying with them as your permanent truth. Emotions are energy in motion, and when acknowledged and felt fully, they can finally move and be released. You might find it helpful to express these emotions through journaling, having a good cry, or talking with a trusted friend or healer. As you let go of what no longer serves you, you create space within for more light, joy, and love to reside. Each layer of pain or fear that you dissolve brings you more clarity and freedom. You begin to realize that you are not defined by your past or by your wounds. You are the one who is transforming them. Your wounds are becoming wisdom, and your pain is birthing a greater capacity for compassion and understanding. Celebrate yourself for the courage it takes to face and heal these old energies. We assure you that each time you release something heavy, you feel lighter and move further along the path of your ascension. You are essentially returning yourself to a state of wholeness, where you carry more of your soul's light and less of the old density. We see this as a beautiful purification process, one that reveals the shining divine being that has always been within you. There are also many healing methods that can assist in this process if you feel you need extra support. While you engage in deep healing and releasing, it is equally important to remember the power of joy, playfulness, and creativity on your journey. Enlightenment is not meant to be a heavy burden or a solemn duty. It is a return to lightness of being. The word enlightenment itself contains the word light, and this refers not only to spiritual light, but also to the lightness of heart. As children, many of you knew how to live in the moment, how to play and imagine without limitation. That childlike joy is still alive within you, waiting to be invited back into your life. Joy is a high-frequency state that aligns you directly with Source. When you laugh, when you smile with genuine delight, when you are engaged in something creative or fun that makes your heart sing, you are in those moments completely in the flow of divine energy. You might notice that in those joyful moments you feel connected, inspired, and free. Solutions to problems might suddenly become clear, or you feel a deep sense of everything being all right, even if nothing externally has changed. This is the magic of joy. It dissolves resistance and raises your vibration effortlessly. We encourage you not to take your spiritual growth so seriously that you forget to enjoy your life. Your purpose is not only to clear karma or overcome challenges, it is also to experience the beauty and wonder of life on earth. Engage in activities that bring you happiness, whether it's creating art, dancing, singing, spending time with loved ones, or exploring nature. Give yourself permission to have fun and to follow your passions. These are not frivolous pursuits. They are essential to nourishing your soul. In times of doubt or stress, doing something playful can shift your energy in miraculous ways. It reconnects you with your inner child and with the boundless creativity of the universe. Remember, dear ones, that joy is your birthright. The more you allow yourself to bask in it, the more you anchor higher dimensional frequencies into your everyday existence. A joyful heart is a beacon of light that not only elevates you, but also uplifts everyone around you. So go ahead and invite more play into your spiritual practice and daily life, knowing that laughter and lightheartedness are powerful healers on your path to ascension. It is essential to cultivate a strong connection with your own inner guidance. Within you is a wise, all-knowing aspect, your higher self, the divine part of you that is always linked to Source. This inner guidance often speaks through intuition, arriving as subtle feelings, nudges, or sudden insights. It might manifest as a gut instinct, a quiet voice in your mind, a vivid image, or a deep knowing that transcends logic. As you awaken, part of your journey is learning to trust this inner compass more than the external noise and opinions that surround you. Each of you has the ability to receive this guidance, though it can feel different for everyone. Some feel it bodily, some emotionally, some mentally, and some through dreams or synchronicities. No matter how it comes, know that it is real and it is meant to help you. To strengthen the connection, it helps to spend quiet time in meditation or nature, where you can hear the whispers of your soul more clearly. You can also ask questions in your heart and then remain open to the answers that follow. They might come through a sudden thought, an intuitive hunch, or an external sign, like seeing a meaningful quote or having a chance conversation that provides clarity. The universe has many ways to speak to you. Do not dismiss these communications as just imagination. Imagination is often the language of the soul. It is closely connected to your intuitive faculty. By honoring those subtle messages instead of second-guessing them, you tell your higher self that you are listening. Over time, as you act on your intuition and see the positive outcomes, your confidence in it will grow. You'll come to rely on this inner guidance as a steady light that you carry with you everywhere. In any situation, you can turn inward and consult this wise aspect of you. It will always steer you toward your highest good, because it is attuned to the plan your soul has laid out. The more you trust and follow your inner guidance, the more magical and flowing your life becomes, and the less you will feel at the mercy of outside circumstances. You realize that you have a wise counselor within at all times, one that is aligned with your deepest truth and the loving intelligence of the universe. We want to remind you that you are never walking this path alone. Alongside your own inner compass, you have a devoted team of non-physical helpers. These include your spirit guides, angelic beings, and members of your soul family in spirit, such as your star family, who watch over you and support you. Even if you do not see or hear us directly, many of you have felt our presence at times, perhaps as a wave of comfort during a tough moment, an inspired idea that seemed to come from nowhere, or a perfectly timed coincidence that helped you along. These are signs that we are with you, assisting behind the scenes. Because of the law of free will, we and other beings of light will not impose our help, without your openness or request. But the moment you ask, even with a simple heartfelt thought or plea, you give us permission to step in more strongly on your behalf. So do not hesitate to call upon your guides and angels for help with anything, big or small. Ask for clarity, for protection, for healing, or for guidance, and then remain open to how the assistance appears. Help may come in forms you don't expect, perhaps an opportunity to grow, a sudden change in circumstances, or a gentle nudge in a new direction. But trust that it is always aligned with your soul's highest good. If you wish to feel our presence more, set the intention to become aware of the signs we send. You might notice repeating number patterns catching your eye, see symbols that have meaning for you, receive messages in your dreams, or feel a warm, loving sensation out of the blue. These are some of the ways we communicate our guidance and reassurance. As you become more attuned, you may even sense our voices or images in your mind. But even if you don't, know that our support surrounds you constantly. In your quiet moments, tune into your heart, and you will feel the love and encouragement we are streaming to you. We truly are a team with you, and nothing gives us more joy than helping you remember that you are supported, guided, and unconditionally loved at every step of your journey. Many of you wonder what your purpose or mission is during this time of great change. We assure you that each of you has a significant purpose, and it is woven beautifully into the grand awakening taking place. Your purpose may not be something the world labels as extraordinary. In fact, for most, it manifests in simple, personal ways. Often, it is to be your authentic self and to shine your unique light in whatever circumstances you find yourself. By doing so, you inevitably touch the lives of others and uplift the energy around you, even if you are not always aware of it. When you follow what truly lights you up, your passions, your joys, your deepest inspirations, you align with your soul's mission. In that state of alignment, every action you take and every interaction you have carries a higher vibration that benefits the whole. You might offer a kind word or a listening ear that changes someone's day, create something that inspires others, or simply emanate calm and positivity in a tense situation. No act of love or creativity is ever too small to matter. Many of you are what we call light workers or starseeds, souls who specifically chose to incarnate now to assist in this planetary shift. If this resonates with you, know that just by being here and holding the intention for love and awakening, you are already fulfilling a big part of your mission. Do not underestimate the power of your presence. You have likely helped more people than you realize just by existing as the beacon of light that you are. If you feel drawn to a particular path of service, whether it's healing, teaching, protecting the environment, nurturing others, or any form of spreading light, follow that inner calling. Your higher self will guide you to the roles and activities that make the best use of your gifts. Even without a grand external mission, understand that your life itself is purposeful. Every time you heal a part of yourself, every time you choose compassion over indifference or fear, every time you raise your own vibration, you are contributing to the ascension of humanity. Trust that you are on the right track. As you continue to grow and follow your inner guidance, more clarity about your unique contributions will reveal itself in perfect timing. We see your light, and we recognize the myriad ways you are aiding this world simply by being the love that you are. An important part of stepping into your power is understanding that you are co-creating your reality with the universe. Earlier, we spoke of how your vibration attracts experiences. This is the basis of manifestation. As you awaken, you learn to create more consciously rather than by default. One key to conscious manifestation is being clear about what you truly desire. Let your heart guide you in envisioning a life or outcome that aligns with your highest joy and values, rather than what society or fear dictates. Once you have a clear, heart-guided intention, hold it in your mind, and most importantly, feel it in your heart as if it is already true. The emotional vibration of having your desire is a powerful magnetic force. The more genuinely you can feel the peace, excitement, love, or gratitude of that fulfilled desire, the more strongly you call it into your reality. At the same time, it's important to remain open and flexible about how and when your dreams manifest. This is where trust comes in. Set your intention and take any inspired actions that feel right, but then allow the universe to arrange the details in the perfect way and timing. Avoid the temptation to overthink or control every step. When you hold on too tightly, you introduce tension and resistance. Instead, cultivate an attitude of faith and curiosity. You've placed your order with the divine, and you trust that it will come about in the way that serves your highest good. Often, what the universe delivers is even better or more interesting than what you could have scripted. Stay alert to signs and nudges that guide you toward your goal, but also enjoy your life in the meantime, knowing that creation is underway. Remember, you are not doing this alone. The entire universe is conspiring with you to bring your visions into reality. And you are also co-creating collectively. Each loving intention you hold for the world blends with those of others to shape the future of your planet. By embracing your role as a conscious creator, you move from feeling like life is happening to you to knowing that life is happening through you. It is a joyful dance of collaboration between you and all that is. So dream big, trust the process, and know that your reality is, in every moment, responding to the energy you offer. We acknowledge that the awakening journey is not all joy and ease. You have each faced, and may still face, significant challenges, obstacles, and even moments of despair. Yet from our perspective, these challenges are not setbacks at all. They are stepping stones lifting you to a higher level of understanding and resilience. Every time you encounter a difficulty or a painful experience, you have a choice in how to respond. These moments offer you opportunities to apply the wisdom you have been gathering. It is often through overcoming challenges that you truly embody your spiritual growth. Think back on your life, and you will likely see that some of your greatest insights, strengths, and turning points arose from times of struggle or darkness. This is not to say that you must suffer to grow, but rather that when challenges do arise, they can serve as powerful catalysts. On a soul level, you understood this when you chose various life lessons before incarnating. Many of you set up certain hurdles for yourselves, perhaps challenging relationships, health issues, or other trials, not as punishment or bad luck, but as opportunities to expand, to cultivate compassion, to learn trust, or to more fully step into your power. Knowing this can help you shift out of a victim mentality and into an empowered one. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What is this teaching me? How is this happening for me?" You then extract the pearl of wisdom from the experience. We see that each challenge you rise above adds to the light of your soul and increases your confidence in navigating life. It also increases your empathy for others who struggle, thus deepening the collective compassion. So when you find yourself in a difficult situation, remember that you carry inside you all the strength and wisdom needed to get through it. You are never given anything that you cannot ultimately handle or transform. And you are never alone in it. We and your guides are by your side, supporting you to find the solutions and the inner growth that such moments invite. Trust that on the other side of every challenge lies greater clarity, growth, and empowerment. With each obstacle overcome, you become more of the master that you came here to be. As part of facing challenges, you are learning to transcend fear and move beyond the old paradigm of duality. Human experience has long been marked by dualistic thinking: good versus bad, light versus dark, us versus them. That perception of separation has provided rich lessons through contrast, but it has also created a lot of conflict and pain. Now you are evolving beyond those extremes. We encourage you to see beyond the surface of fear and negativity, whether within yourself or in the world. Fear cannot be vanquished by more fear or anger. It heals through understanding, compassion, and love. When you encounter fear in yourself, treat that part of you gently, like a frightened child that needs reassurance. By acknowledging your fears without judgment and sending love to the aspects of you that are afraid, you allow those fears to loosen their grip and dissolve in the light of your awareness. Likewise, when you face negativity or hostility from others, you have the choice to respond differently than you might have in the past. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, you can choose to remain centered in your love and truth. This does not mean you accept bad behavior or become passive. It means you don't add your own energy to the cycle of conflict. Sometimes walking away or calmly setting a boundary is the most loving action, for it refuses to fuel the fire of discord. By staying in your heart, you will notice that the power external negativity has over you diminishes greatly. You cultivate a zone of peace around you that is not easily shaken. In this higher state of consciousness, you also begin to perceive the unity behind all things. You may even recognize that those who act in fear or darkness are still aspects of Source, however lost they may be in the illusion. This awareness helps you hold a spark of compassion and hope for all beings, rather than falling into hate or despair. Every time you choose love over fear, understanding over judgment, and unity over division, you are dissolving the old duality within yourself and anchoring a higher reality on earth. Bit by bit, the world shifts from a battleground of opposites into a more harmonious tapestry of diverse expressions, all recognized as part of the One. Your planet is currently awash in powerful new energies that are driving the awakening and ascension process. From our vantage point, we see waves of high-frequency light streaming to Earth from cosmic sources and your own sun. These energies carry codes and information designed to uplift consciousness. As they bathe the planet, every living being is affected. Many of you have felt the effects in your bodies and emotions. Sometimes you experience them as surges of inspiration, creativity, or spiritual connection. Other times, especially during a big influx of light, you may feel fatigued, dizzy, ungrounded, or emotionally sensitive for no obvious reason. These are often called ascension symptoms, signs that your physical and energetic bodies are adjusting to hold more light. Know that there is nothing wrong with you if you experience these effects. It is a natural part of evolving. During these periods, listen to your body's needs. You might require extra rest, simpler foods, more hydration, or time in nature to help you stabilize and integrate the energies. Connecting with the earth is especially helpful. Walk barefoot on the ground, spend time among trees, or even visualize roots anchoring you to the earth's core. Such practices allow the excess energy to balance and flow more smoothly. Remember that these incoming energies are here to support your evolution, not to harm you. They are activating dormant potentials within you, expanding your DNA, opening your chakras, and awakening intuitive gifts and soul memories. If it feels intense at times, remind yourself that this is a temporary phase of adjustment. You are undergoing a metamorphosis on all levels of your being. By setting the intention to integrate the higher energies with ease and grace, you align your system to handle them more comfortably. And know that you can always call on us and your spirit team for assistance in this process. We are actively helping to ensure that the energies remain at levels you can handle. Trust that the universe knows what it's doing. These waves of light are upgrading you individually and raising the vibration of the collective. They are an integral part of the divine plan to usher you into a higher state of being. As these new energies continue to flow, your physical body is undergoing a profound transformation as well. You are literally in the process of upgrading the vehicle for your soul. Much has been said about DNA activation and shifting to a more light or crystalline body. What this means for you is that your body is learning to hold more light and operate at a higher frequency. Portions of your DNA that have long been dormant, once thought of as junk DNA, are being activated, bringing new information and capabilities online. This can lead to heightened intuition, greater empathy and compassion, and even the awakening of healing abilities or other spiritual gifts. You may notice that your body's needs and preferences begin to change naturally. Perhaps you feel drawn to lighter, more nutritious foods, or you find that certain old habits no longer agree with you. You might develop an urge to move your body in new ways, anything that helps energy flow, like stretching, dancing, or yoga. You may also become more aware of the energy in your body, noticing the sensations of your chakras or subtle vibrations coursing through you. We urge you to listen closely to your body's signals during this time. Your body consciousness is very wise and will guide you if you pay attention. It might ask for more rest on some days, or for particular nutrients, or simply for patience and gentleness as it integrates changes. Honor those messages as best you can. If you experience aches, flu-like symptoms, or unusual sensations, consider that your body may be adjusting rather than immediately assuming something is wrong. Of course, you should care for your health in the ways you know, but also add a layer of trust in your body's process. Treat your body as a sacred partner in this ascension. It is not merely a vessel to drag along. It is an integral aspect of your being that is transforming along with your mind and spirit. A little love and gratitude toward your body goes a long way. In fact, your cells and DNA do respond to your thoughts and intentions. The more you appreciate and support your body, the more smoothly it can upgrade itself. You will find that as the old density is released from your cells, you feel lighter, more vibrant, and even younger in spirit. Another aspect of your reality that changes as you awaken is your relationship with time and the possibilities of the future. Time in the higher perspective is not the rigid linear thing you once thought. As your consciousness elevates, you may notice that sometimes time seems to speed up or slow down depending on your state of being. You are beginning to sense that the present moment is expansive and that past and future are more fluid than you realized. Furthermore, the future itself is not fixed. It consists of many potential timelines or outcomes, and you have the ability to shift which timeline you experience by aligning your vibration and intentions. This is an empowering truth. It means that even if you hear predictions of doom or fear, those are only possibilities that will only manifest if the collective energy aligns with them. You have the power to choose a brighter timeline through your focus and frequency. By consistently envisioning and feeling a reality of peace, love, and abundance, you move yourself toward that reality. Things that are not in alignment with that higher vibration will naturally fade from your experience, and new people, ideas, and opportunities that match your higher frequency will enter. On a larger scale, when many of you hold a vision of a positive future, you strengthen that timeline for all of humanity. We want you to know that a peaceful, thriving, and awakened collective future is not only possible, it is already forming in the energetic realm and growing stronger each day because of the love and light so many of you are anchoring. So whenever you find yourself worrying about what is to come, remember that you are not powerless. In every now moment, you are voting for the future you desire with your energy, thoughts, and actions. By staying present, keeping your vibration high, and focusing on outcomes that resonate with your heart, you are effectively steering toward the best possible future. Yes, you are creating the future in the now moment, and that is a magnificent realization that puts the power back in your hands. The awakening of humanity is very much a collective endeavor. While your journey is personal and unique, you are also part of a larger tapestry, the combined consciousness of all on Earth. Every insight you gain, every fear you overcome, every act of love you perform contributes to the collective vibration. Each of you is like a cell in the body of humanity. As each cell heals and shines brighter, the entire body becomes healthier and more radiant. We observe your collective energy lighting up as individuals and groups awaken and connect. When people of like mind come together with a shared positive intention, the energy is amplified far beyond the sum of its parts. Group meditations, prayers, and acts of collective focus have a powerful effect, sending ripples of high frequency through the grid of human consciousness. Over time, the cumulative effect of many souls awakening reaches a tipping point where the new awareness spreads more rapidly throughout the population. You are contributing to that tipping point right now. This means that every positive change you make in yourself, no matter how small it seems, is truly a gift to the whole of humanity. Likewise, when you heal something in yourself or let go of a negativity, you make it easier for others to do the same, because that possibility is strengthened in the shared field. In this way, you are all helping each other, even without direct interaction. Humanity is not a collection of isolated beings. It is an interconnected web of life, and the awakening process is a shared journey. Knowing this, take heart that you are never alone in what you are going through. Right now, many others are experiencing similar breakthroughs and challenges, and that shared momentum is accelerating the transformation of your world. We see you lifting each other up, consciously and unconsciously, by virtue of your rising energy. So we encourage you to continue to support one another and collaborate. Share your experiences, inspire and comfort each other, and celebrate the victories of others as your own, because truly, on a higher level, they are. Together, you are birthing a new consciousness on Earth. The changes you are co-creating are immense and far-reaching, and it is an honor for us to witness your collective rise into this higher way of living and being. All of these shifts, the personal healing, the rising vibrations, the collective joining of hearts and minds, are paving the way for what is often called the New Earth, or a fifth dimensional reality. You are already beginning to create and step into this New Earth frequency. Now, this does not mean you will suddenly find yourselves on a different planet, but rather that life on Earth is transforming as your collective consciousness rises. In this emerging reality, the dominant energies are love, unity, and co-creation. Imagine a world where people genuinely care for one another and for the planet, where communities are built on compassion and mutual respect, where education and technology serve the well-being of all, and where the divisions between groups have dissolved into an understanding of one human family. Life comes into harmony with nature, and Earth, Gaia, reveals her true splendor as humanity becomes her conscious steward. As fear and separation give way to trust and oneness, you will also see an expansion of human capabilities. More and more individuals open up to their intuitive and psychic gifts, to telepathic communication and healing abilities that once were considered rare. In time, humanity's vibration will be high enough to openly reconnect with your galactic family, joining a larger community of enlightened beings that have been supporting you from afar. Know that what you are building is nothing less than a golden age. The seeds of this future are already sprouting around you, in acts of kindness, in movements for peace and sustainability, in the spiritual awakening that is touching lives everywhere. The New Earth is not a far-off fantasy. It is the divine plan for this planet, and it has already begun. Each moment that you choose love, compassion, and unity, you are actively bringing that reality into form. Keep the faith and continue to envision that world, for you are truly destined to experience it as a collective. And even now, you are laying its foundations with every high vibrational thought and deed. As you stand at the threshold of this new era, take a moment to recognize how far you have come. The journey of awakening is ongoing and ever unfolding. Even as you reach new heights of awareness and begin to live the reality of the New Earth, there will always be more to explore and create. That is the beauty of existence, an endless expansion of love and discovery. You, dear ones, are the pioneers of this transformation. You are the light bearers, making it easier for others to follow. We commend you for all the inner and outer work you have done and continue to do, and we encourage you to acknowledge and celebrate your growth. Sometimes you focus on how much further you have to go, but we invite you to pause and see the tremendous progress you have already made. The person you are today is far more aware, compassionate, and strong than you were even a short time ago. That growth is real, and it is making a profound difference. As you move forward, remember that you carry all the tools and wisdom you need within you. Challenges may still arise in the world, but you will meet them now with a higher perspective, and with a community of awakened souls alongside you. Do not underestimate the power of that unity and the momentum you have built. And know that we, along with many beings of light, have been with you from the start and will continue to walk with you every step of the way. We are your partners in this ascension journey. Together, the human family and the higher realms are co-creating this grand evolution. We cannot fully express how excited we are for what is to come, for the miracles and wonders you will collectively bring forth. Our faith in humanity has never wavered, because we see who you really are, magnificent, multidimensional beings of love who are remembering their power. So continue to shine your light brightly, knowing that you are loved beyond measure. The love you radiate will carry you and all of humanity forward into the next extraordinary chapter of this cosmic story. In closing, we want you to know how deeply loved and appreciated you are. Take a moment to truly feel the immense love that is being poured upon you from us and from all corners of the universe. We have shared these words and energies with the intention of igniting the remembrance within you of your own magnificence and the bright future you are collectively creating. Hold these insights in your heart and know that you can return to them whenever you need comfort or encouragement. We are as close to you as your next breath, ever ready to assist and uplift you. Thank you for being exactly who you are and for allowing us this connection with you. We have tremendous faith in humanity and in the light that you all carry forward. Keep looking ahead with optimism and inward with trust, dear ones, and know that our love for you is without end. If you are listening to this, beloved one, you needed to. I leave you now. I am Tia of Arcturus.